Hello grade 7, miss you all, hope you all are doing well. Today we will complete solving the revision sheets. This is the third video, and in the last video we have finished until question 78. Yes, so today we will start from question 79 and let's start. In question 79, how are dinoflagellates and euglenoids different from other plant-like protists? Dinoflagellates and euglenoids, these two kind of protists, they have like flagella, and the flagella, as we know, it helps the organism to move. So these two kinds of protists, they can move. So the answer for this question will be letter B. Which of the following is not a characteristic of zooflagellates? Zooflagellates, they use flagella to move, and this is something true about zooflagellates. Yes, they have flagella. They are all parasites. They live in the water in a host organism, or they are all protozoa. They are all parasites. No, they are not all parasites. Some of them they are parasites, so we will choose letter B. Okay, and now we will move to the complete questions. Question 81. Bacteria can be used to change chemicals that have leached into the soil into harmless substance. Do you remember when we use bacteria to clean up the environment and change harmful substances into harmless or not harmful substance? This was, do you remember? Yes, bioremediation. So we will write here bioremediation. Next, question 82. If an underground gasoline tank leaks, so the gasoline is the oil, it's a harmful substance. It may be possible to clean up the spilled gasoline through. This is also the same answer for the previous question. Also cleaning up gasoline or harmful substance, this is also bioremediation, so we will write the same answer here. Question 83. One process in which bacteria play a crucial role in the lives of plants. It means how bacteria help the plants in a very important way. They help the plants when they live in the roots and change nitrogen from gas into nitrogen substances so the plants can use. This is called, do you remember? Yes, nitrogen fixation. Question 84. Antibiotics can be used to kill many pathogenic bacteria, but they are useless against. They can kill bacteria, yes, but they can't kill. Yes, they can't kill virus, so the answer here is virus. And as you remember, we use antiviral to stop virus reproduction. Question 85. AIDS or HIV is caused by AIDS is kind of diseases for the immune system. This kind of disease is caused by virus. Question 86. Cold and flu are caused also by virus. Question 87. Scientists can get clues about life millions of years ago from the material contained in them. Do you remember the material they found inside the embryo fossil for the bacteria? Do you remember when we said that bacteria, when the conditions are not favorable or are not good, they cover themselves with a hard coat and thick coat, and this called endospore, and they can survive for millions of years until the conditions get better. Question 88. Scientists who genetically engineering bacteria would need to understand what or how bacteria reproduce. Scientists, they have to understand how bacteria reproduce asexually by binary fission. Yes. Question 89. The domains what include the oldest forms of life, and here we need two domains. The oldest two domains are yes, bacteria and archaea. Next question. Both pathogenic bacteria and viruses get inside a host cell, but only what take nutrients from the host cells? As we know that virus, they don't need the host cell to get nutrients. They need the host cell to reproduce and make more copies. So bacteria, they need to take nutrients from the host. So the answer here will be bacteria. Next, 91. The director of a cheese making factory probably would know how lactic acid bacteria break down, as we know that the bacteria change lactose in the milk into lactic acid in the yogurt, and we said that lactic acid what gives the yogurt this sour taste. So the director of a cheese factory, making factory, he would know about how bacteria change lactose into lactic acid. So the answer here would be lactose. 92. A scientist involved in creating new drugs or new medicine to prevent viral infection would need to have an understanding of both what cycle and lytic cycle. If you remember, we said that viruses reproduce by two ways, lysogenic cycle and lytic cycle. Next question. Here we will use the words up here to complete and fill the gaps in each sentence. Question 93. A thick-walled protective spore that contains genetic material and proteins. As we said before, the one that they found in fossils was endospore. Yes. Question 94. A biological treatment in which bacteria are used to clean up hazardous wastes and oil spills. The answer is bioremediation. 95. A medicine used to kill bacteria. What we use to kill bacteria? Yes, antibiotic. Question 96. Disease-causing bacteria. The bacteria that cause diseases, we call it pathogenic bacteria. So the harmful bacteria called pathogenic. Question 97. Organisms that can only reproduce within host cells. Which organisms they need only host cells to reproduce? Without host they cannot reproduce and they are considered as non-living. Yes, virus. Next question, a type of medicine that stops a virus from reproducing. The medicine used for viruses is antiviral. Next question, 99, virus. 99, viruses enter a living cell and use it to make more viruses. In which kind of cycles the virus enters and make copies on directly? Yes, in the lytic cycle. Bacteria reproduce by binary fission. Genetic material from millions of years ago can survive in, as we said before, they found what in the fossils? Yes, endospore. Bacteria change nitrogen into a form a plant can use by, yes, this is called nitrogen fixation. Next, match also. Organisms that cannot make their own food are called, the organisms they can't make food, we call them heterotrophs. The parasite invades what or lives inside what? It lives inside host. And as we said before, like bacteria, like virus, they need host to live inside. An organism that invades another organism to get nutrients. Here we are asking about the organism that lives inside another organism or inside a host. Yes, this organism is called parasite, like bacteria and virus and some protists. Question 106. Protist producers that make food through photosynthesis are called. The protist that makes food, we call them algae. Free-floating single-celled algae. We have two types of algae. Some of them they are single-celled and they live on the top of the ocean. And some of them they have many cells or multicellular cells, organisms like seaweeds. So here in this question he's asking about the single-celled algae, so we call them phytoplankton. Now let's move to the next question in the next page. Question 108. Small reproductive cells that are protected by a thick cell wall are called. As we said before that fungi, they reproduce by small cells, and these cells when they fall down on the ground they can grow into new fungus. This kind of cells we call them spores, and this is one way of asexual reproduction. And now we will move to the short answer questions. Question 109. List 3 shapes of viruses and give example of each. In this question we have to write 3 shapes of viruses. Actually we have 4, but we will choose only 3. And we have to give example for each one. Virus sphere, poliovirus. Sphere is like influenza virus. A cylinder like the tobacco virus. You can add also spacecraft for bacteria. Question 110. How are viruses like and unlike living things? How a virus is like living things. Viruses contain protein and genetic material. They have DNA or RNA like living things. But unlike living things, viruses do not eat and do not grow and do not break down food or use oxygen. Also, we can add here viruses like living things because they reproduce. Question 111. What are the three main types of archaea? We have three main types of archaea: heat lovers, salt lovers, and methane maker. 112. How could a virus enter a cell, have little effect on the cell for many years, and then kill the cell? As we know that the virus has two types of cycles. Lytic cycle, they become active once they enter the cell, and the lysogenic cycle, they stay inactive for a while, maybe for years. And once they become active, they attack all the cells and they keep making more viruses, and this can kill the organism. So a virus could enter a host cell and stay inactive within the cell for many years. In the lysogenic cycle, when it came out of the inactive period, it would begin reproducing and enter the lytic cycle, and this will kill the cell. The cocci shape, which has bowl shape or sphere shape bacteria, have over bacilli shaped. Cocci-shaped bacteria do not dry out as quickly as bacilli, because bacilli has more surface area, so it dries quickly, but cocci, they don't dry up as quickly as them. Next, question 114. Which organism do you think is more dangerous, virus or bacterium? What do you think? Which one is more dangerous? Of course, the virus, because as we said before, the virus genetic material, it changes very quickly. So when they discover new antiviral for the virus, it changes the DNA to become more resistant to this kind of antiviral, like what's happening now with coronavirus. That the coronavirus is new addition for the old viruses that attacked people for a few years ago. So the virus is more dangerous, and also bacteria. Some kind of bacteria are good. Not all bacteria are harmful. Some we use them to make food, to make medicine, to make insulin. But virus, actually all viruses, they are harmful and they are parasites. So the answer, I think a virus is more dangerous because bacteria cause many diseases, but they can be treated by antibiotics. Diseases caused by virus cannot be cured by medications. We cannot take antibiotic to kill virus. And even antivirals, they don't kill viruses, they just stop them from reproducing. And viruses are so small and it changes so much that scientists have trouble studying them. And actually this is the problem that we are facing now. Next question, 115. Name one example of parasite cause harm to its host. From what we have been studying in the chapter 12, the virus and bacteria, and also chapter 13 about protists and fungi, we need to write about one parasite causing harm to its host. So a parasite damaged most of the potatoes in Ireland in the mid of 18th century, which caused many people to starve. You can write any kind of examples for parasites. We have many of them. You can write about the virus that attacks bacteria, the spacecraft virus. Question 116. Describe two ways protists reproduce asexually. Protists reproduce asexually by two ways. By binary fission, they make only two. And multiple fission, they can make more than two. So binary fission occurs when a single-celled protist divides into two cells, and multiple fission occurs when more than two offspring are formed from one parent. So we have to write the two ways. So we will stop until question 116 for this video, and from the next video we will start solving 117 till the end of the sheet. See you soon and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.